Welcome to Big Boy Crypto. This is your daily crypto wrap up where I usually give you the day's crypto news in a few minutes. Today, I'm going to talk about something different. I'm going to talk about how the pandemic ends and Bitcoin moons very soon. I did go to the SEC championship. I'm still wearing my Georgia stuff, but man, we got some. It's okay. We'll still be in the playoffs. Go Dogs. So here's the thing. Why did the markets crash this morning? Now, it's not just crypto that's been crashing. It's the traditional markets as well. All of this talk of this Omicron variant. Now, I do want to say this. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. So, just take what I say, as a person's opinion. But I do believe we're looking at a potential scenario where the pandemic ends by March. I know it sounds crazy. The Omicron variant has been scaring people. Why? Okay, number one, it's showing to be heavily resistant to the jab. If you've got the jab, and look, I'm not here to argue whether or not you believe strains are real or the jabs are real or what. That's not what is important. What is important is the reports that are coming out is showing that this variant is more resistant. The jab doesn't work as well against it. Sounds terrible, right? Also, it's coming out that potentially the people with natural immunity, meaning the people who've had it before, they're also not resistant to this strain. Once again, sounds terrible. However, there are whispers going around and some people suggesting and some credible evidence that I believe to be true or potentially true that we can speculate on is that if that's true, if those two things are true, the natural immunity and the even more resistant to the jab, this is going to become the dominant strain in the pandemic. It's going to be worse than the Delta, more contagious, yada, yada, yada. It's going to be dominant because it's the most resistant, okay? But here's the good news. This is the weakest strain we've ever seen, meaning that people who are getting the strain, even though kids are getting it in South Africa, it's not a deadly strain. It's not nearly as deadly, at least, as some of the other strains are said to be, okay? Where does this put us? This puts us in a place where from now on, that this will be the variant that we will talk about. You will get the Omicron. It's not deadly. People will not be going to the hospital. People will not be going on respirators. This becomes a seasonal sickness, at which point people have to deal with it the same way we have to deal with the flu. I'm sure there could be rare cases where, just like with the flu, people die, some years more than others. But in general, the death rate is going to be considerably lower, and we're looking at a new seasonal sickness that people are going to get. This is going to happen very fast. I'm hearing there will be a lot more news out about this very soon, even maybe as soon as this week. Watch for this, listen to this. This will calm the fears of the market. This is the hopium that maybe we needed as Bitcoin has recovered quite nicely and gone up to, $49,000, challenged $50,000. So it's good. Maybe we can get up back to 52 before the end of the weekend. Maybe we fill the CME gap to the upside on Monday morning. But watch for this. This morning, everybody felt like everything was a disaster, but there is potential. Now, you're also seeing a shift in the media narrative towards the jabs. As Trevor Noah from The Daily Show, you guys know what side he plays on, like what side of the media narrative he's on is what I mean to say there. He is now coming out against the jab and against Moderna and against those companies, okay? So you're seeing some people in the media who were all on that side, now they're shifting. Why is that happening? Why are they shifting? Is it because they got smart? Or is there something else to it? This is the important thing. Whether or not you believe in, whatever you believe about the pandemic, which I'm not going to tell you what I believe, I don't care what you believe, none of that matters. What matters is the narrative behind it. And that narrative is potentially going to change this week. Listen and watch and see as this occurs. And what that could mean for the markets is highly significant when the fear is gone and when the media narrative jumps on and lets you know that the fear is gone. So guys, that's all I want to do. I want to talk about this. It's kind of a sensitive subject tonight, But I felt it was very important that I give you kind of what I've been hearing and what I've been reading and what I've been seeing and the potential for that one last run. Could it happen? Could this be the hopium that Bitcoin needs and the traditional markets need to get back on track in the midst of all this Omicron fear? All right, that's all I got tonight, guys. Be blessed. Boy out.